Hello YouTube, this is Rata 21. Today my presentation will be regarding the M91 30 1942 Mosin Nagant rifle. This particular rifle was acquired through Classic Arms. Now Classic Arms did a wonderful job of bubble wrapping this particular rifle carefully. As you can see, it was nicely done in bubble wrap, as well as the bayonet, and it also came with two matching sets of toolkits as part of their offer in December, where the deal was that you purchased the rifle. This happens to be a laminate stock. It was acquired for $89.99. It is a Tula model, so I paid $10 more for it. This particular rifle is actually imported through PW Arms out of Washington, Redmond, Washington to be exact. This particular rifle is indeed chambered in 7.62x54R, the traditional cartridge. And as you can see, it is covered in Cosmoline, and it does happen to have the brass fittings on the upper handguard. And as you can see, also towards the front, you can actually see the Cosmoline coverage here, as well as on the stock. The handguard is a perfect example, right along here, along the trigger assembly, and along the bolt. So this particular rifle is once again a Tula Arsenal 1942 model. It does have the Cyrillic writing and stamping. However, because of the actual Cosmoline, you cannot clearly see the star that designated the Tula Arsenal stamp or rifle. Of course, these are a little bit more worth more due to the fact that it's Tula, where they initially started the production of this particular rifle back in the 1800s, and there was a total of 3 armories. One in St. Petersburg, which offhand I don't recall the exact name of it. I believe it's Severstevsk, and that was essentially shut down after the Russian Revolution. The initial arsenal that started producing these weapons was in the city of Tula, and therefore it's called the Tula rifle because of the markings. And then the other one is now the current arsenal is, or the third arsenal rather, is Ishevsk, which is now known as Ishmash, in the city of Ishmash, where they produce the now modern day AK-47 and its variants. But this one is Cosmoline laden, so I'm going to actually do a presentation regarding the Cosmoline removal of this particular weapon using heat as well as mineral spirits. On another weapon that I have, an M38, which is not made of Tula, it actually had some difficulty, even though I had done some of the other cleanings, tried using heat by itself, tried using mineral spirits, and it was really in essence a combination of tools to get good positive results to where you don't have a sticky bolt. What I'm going to go ahead and do is show you both steps in this multi-segment series, and I'm also going to show you specifically what areas I target with the use of a heat gun, as well as with the mineral spirits. Now, a lot of people just strictly like to use mineral spirits for roughly about 30 minutes. And of course, they do actually wipe off the excess. Other people just like to have one step and do it all. I personally like to go with it a little bit more detail, and also be a little bit more thorough on this particular cleanup. So therefore, you actually get a better inspection of the weapon as you disassemble and conduct the actual cleanup for future operation of this marvelous weapon. Now, what I like about the way Classic Arms packed this particular Mosin Nagant is the fact that this was separate. The dog collar sling was separate, which is an original one, from the rifle, as well as the toolkit, the pouch that normally comes with the kit that they sell, and also the bayonet was kept entirely separate. Now, they did ship via UPS, not the Postal Service. And here is the bayonet. Now, in most Mosin Nagant cases, the toolkit's actually in a separate bag. We took that out separately. In most cases, the bayonet is not necessarily matching. However, the way they actually receive their weapon crates is typically they're matched. I had previously ordered several other pieces from them. Here is the spike bayonet, crucifix type spike bayonet. It too is also Cosmoline laden, so this will actually get the nice treatment to it. Now, what I like about them also is the fact that they also have the rifle of the day, which is basically a complete matching part number weapon. In other words, you have the floor plate, the receiver, the bayonet, the bolt assembly, and the floor plate for the magazine well are all matched. Now, this is actually a force match type of assembly. This particular weapon had a number previously crossed out. As you can see, there's a marking and then there's another stamping of a number. So essentially, this number is matching the bolt, matching the receiver, and the floor plate. So this particular bayonet, as I'm seeing here, is actually a matching set. So this is what a lot of people look for in a Mosin Nagant. A lot of times when you get weapons sent via mail order or on the web, so to speak, what happens is basically they grab pieces and put it together and they say, here's your kit. You get your rifle, your tool kit, the spike bayonet, but you don't necessarily have a complete set. You basically have things pieced together. Now, a lot of these weapons are actually force matched, which is fine. They still function. Of course, you still want to go through all your safety checks, headspace, a thorough cleaning of the weapon. And in essence, you have a nice weapon. Now, in the cleanup process, you can make a decision whether you want to leave it as is as far as the stock finish, such as this, or you actually want to take a step and refinish the whole rifle, bluing and things of that nature. But this is something that I'm going to leave about as close to original as possible, minus the Cosmoline removal for the cleanup. And this will be something that I'm going to make functional once I do clean it up and test fire it and make sure everything is working and check for accuracy. I will go ahead and go through the processes of making sure that I will accurize this rifle, particularly the channeling of the handguards, upper and lower. I will go ahead and place some tin sheet metal on the receiver, as well as in other components here. Another YouTube member, Spartan765, did a wonderful presentation on how to accurize your Mosin Nagant rifle. My particular M38 was already accurate, and I actually made it that much more accurate, and that will essentially become part of a second rifle project that I have. But this is actually one that I wanted to go ahead and do a video on, because it is a Tula 1942 Arsenal wartime production rifle, and I just wanted to go ahead and make this presentation and maybe show some of the cleanup processes as I actually go through, and perhaps it will also help you. If you have any questions, please feel free to make a comment or send me a message, and I'll be more than happy to address that for you. Once again, a 1942 Tula Arsenal M91 30 Mosin Nagant rifle.